Hello, everybody. My name's Ardendris, and welcome back to Tensura Reincarnated. Last time, we continued off from where we were, what we were doing the last episode prior, where we were hunting for the 4 main bosses so that we could get the skill fighter. So, I had found a skulk biome off camera before we started. We just went and dealt with the warden. I'm still terrified of it. I can one-shot it pretty easily as long as I'm in Murderer with all my boost on. I probably could fight it and kill it much easier than that, but it's still very scary. The ultrasonic shrieks hurt like nobody's business. But that was pretty easy. Then I had found uh, a different ender portal that we went into. It's right underneath where we have the underground marker, like from the very beginning, like under GH or whatever it's called. Yeah, there was a much closer end portal than the one we found. So, went through that, went to the end, defeated the Ender Dragon, completely forgot to use the spyglass on it. Yeah, as soon as I finished recording last time, I was looking through here for some reason. I was like, oh, yeah, Observer. Yeah, see a oh, oh yeah, Ender Dragon. We're gonna have to resummon it, which is why I actually went and grabbed a few ghast tears from the Nether. And in fact, I also just have a ghast in here because we need to kill this thing in the overworld for... Which one is it? It's the one that requires me to get Creator. That's what it is. So, like so. Uneasy Alliance and kill ghast in the overworld, which should now mean that for Creator, we just need to find frogs. Which I am not having a good time with. I think I saw one aqua frog, but no regular frogs at some point. So that's not exactly going as planned. Creator, I really want to get back, but it's being slow. Anyways, time. I do not have wall jump. I don't know why I just tried to climb the wall, and I had just used my return thing, so I had to go up this way. Anyways, yeah, we got fighter last time. And after I'd cleared out the rest of the giant frog library, we got the unique skill Greed, which could be very powerful. It has an insta-kill, and it has a team anything function, plus a third one that I'm currently forgetting. What is your third skill? What is the third one? Spiritual Domination, you can control anything as long as you look at it for 60 seconds. Well, within 5 blocks or 90 seconds will further. It's, it's a little scary. Pen Village traits. I still don't know what the desire value was about. Apparently that's player specific. Um, but then there's Greed Fire, that's what it was called. If I'm not looking at anything, I get a buff equal to a percentage of my spiritual HP, I think. And then it can buff allies, and it does a bunch of damage, again, scaling with my SHP to whatever I'm looking at. So, but it also has a 2-minute cooldown on this, which isn't great, at least right now. And then Death Wish. If I hold it for 200 ticks, I want to say it was like 10 seconds while held up against a Grimoire of Gaia thing, but it was like a full minute against something else. It was a bit weird. But basically, I can insta-kill something if I'm looking at it for long enough. Let's grab out Death Wish. Like, 10 seconds. 3, 4, 5, 6. I do like the particles on this, but 10 damage. Yeah. So, this doesn't work well against things with built-in maxed health damage they can take, or things that take damage differently, apparently. Like, this might also break a little bit if I tried using it against a dragon or something. I could spiritually dominate it after 60 seconds. Greed Flare. Yeah, 2 minutes for like 10 damage or something like that. It might be good against something that takes regular damage, but for right now it's kind of eh. So a very good skill with some pretty major drawbacks. Anyways, between episodes, I finished mastering Martial. So this is now maxed out and now does a whole bunch of damage. Then there's also, I did a tiny bit of training with Cook and Fighter. Or more accurately, I just started, so I know how to train them properly. So Cook gives me like an absolute severance on whatever I hit. I just have to click it, smack, click it, smack. And then Fighter, basically it trains up as long as it's in a bar and you hit something. Like every single one of these hits is counting for Fighter training, but it's pretty slow to train up. And I can just spam click as I go, which kind of works out. And then Unyielding, I was hoping it would train by using Body Double, but I think it apparently doesn't. Apparently it has to be giving Unyielding points to a team or something. The only team we have right now is a turtle we tamed with Greed, and I tested it and it wasn't actually gaining anything. So that's, I think I've gone over what happened last time, and I've gone over what happened between episodes, which wasn't a whole lot. Today, we're going to take a small break from all that stuff. Maybe I might make an exception to that to actually go get Observer, just head to respawn. Well, you know, I never got the glass I need for that. Never mind, I don't feel like doing that right now. But today, we're going to take a small break from skill gathering, leveling up. I'm actually so close. I might run to the snow biome, beat up some Valkyries if I can't find them real quickly at some point. But that will be after we get into the Iron Spells stuff a little bit more. And I think maybe even starting Immersive and Create today. So, I mean, I can make the engineer manual right now. I already gathered the stuff to do it. So that's something we can start up with. Anyways, let's start with Iron Spells. So, if you're looking here, oh, excuse me. There's a whole bunch of stuff here. Arcane Debris. I know that's important, but I have no idea where it spawns. Oh, that's a cool looking sword. A lot of recovery. Cooldown reduction could be good, but empty upgrade orb could be good, depending on what we need it for. Anyways, we're going to need an arcane anvil. We're going to need a scroll forge. I think the alchemist cauldron could be good. It's actually pretty cheap, so we'll probably make one of those too. And then technically speaking, I could make a book with 12 slots in it, but it doesn't have any extra boost. So I think we're going to stick with the Blaze instruction manual. Dragon skin. Oh, I'd have to find a ruined book for that, which needs an infested Skulk City. And the Villager Bible, I think, is a rare trade with a certain villager type. And then there's these wands, too, that I'm assuming if they're in the offhand, they do a little bit of extra damage. And apparently have a spell already in them? Oh yeah, apparently there's also something about imbuing weapons with spells that I was looking at. I did a little bit of research, but there's a whole lot more I still don't know. Anyways, all that scrolls. And then there's armor and amulets and drops. Cool. Arcane Anvil. Do I have an extra anvil that doesn't need anything? Yes, I don't actually need you here. So this is going to go here. Needs 3 blocks here. And I've already forgotten what the rest of it is. Oh, the anvil actually goes here. Diamonds go here. And 2 blocks of polished. Hang on. Here it is. Polished blackstone. Actually, do I have the perfect amount? I need 2 for this. What did I do wrong? Arcane anvil. Anvil, polished deep slate. What is this? Oh, that's polished blackstone, not polished deep slate. So that's not what I'm after. Do I have deep slate? Well, obviously I have deep slate. Do I have polished deep slate? Also make sure I have that, because I think that is used for the other thing. I think I made sure of that. Black concrete powder, blackstone, deep slate tiles, which I mean, are made with deep slate. If I could turn this back in time, it could be used for what we're after. But apparently I don't actually have the right thing. So let me go ahead and turn some of this stuff into polished stuff real quick then. Oh wait, hold on, I have regular deep slate. Wait, how do you make polished deep slate? Is it regular deep slate Is it deep slate that gets polished, or I actually don't know. I'm doing this the silly way. Polished deep slate. It's just four cobbled together. Wow, I overcomplicated that so much. There we go. Arcane Anvil. Challenge complete. It's purple. And then the CurseForge. I just need another polished deep slate. I could have sworn one of them was blackstone. Oh well, that's probably cheaper this way. Like so. Gets us the CurseForge. And then there's the Alchemist Cauldron. We'll make that in a moment. I don't think that's super necessary right this second. Arcane Anvil and CurseForge. Probably should have put these over there with next to the rest of that stuff, but oh well. Anyways, the Arcane Anvil, you can show recipes here, can upgrade level 1 spells into level 2 spells, and 2 into 3 and so on, as long as you have the right type of ink, which we have plenty of most of the inks. Then, I mean, there's countless spells in here. I think there should be other stuff we can do in here, but there's over 800 pages. I can't exactly scroll through all of them. 1 second. There we go. Go back to the beginning. And then you can imbue rings with certain things. So, a ring of evocation, a ring of fire. Oh, okay, so the fire rings or whatever will already be attached to a certain element, and then you can turn them into a different element or a very specific spell. So basically, if I got a very good firestorm, like a blaze storm, I could make my ring give blaze storm extra fire damage by giving up an extra scroll for it. It's kind of cool. And then you can do that with all the rings into all the different affinities. All of the rings into all of the different affinities. Hold on, how many rings are there now? Oh wait, no, that's just going to do the same thing. Anyways, you can use these upgrade orbs to upgrade armor a bit more to give spell resistance or something else as well. And then there's something about imbuing actually all of the armor, including the modded stuff, like all of it. Then you can do the same thing with spell books. You can upgrade wands into extra stuff as well. There's just a whole lot. Just lots and lots and lots of stuff. Like, way too much stuff. Like, all of this is still just upgrading things with protection. Every piece of armor, every tool, everything. All of that's cool. This is mainly used for imbuing things. Like, I want to say it was this thing I was looking at lets you imbue spells into things. Like, if I grab this oak skin thing, would that work? Yes. So, now the sword would be infused with oak skin level 2, giving 20 damage reduction for 23 seconds. I'm assuming if I just right-click this sword, it would give me that extra effect. Now, what would I actually want to put on it? Probably a fire spell, actually. As, like, I have the fire book, so all my fire things are already upgraded. Flaming Barrage, Magma Bomb? Sure. Sure. Magma Bomb on the sword. I now gave up that spell, but oh, okay, it just basically adds it into the hotbar so I can always use it, as long as the sword's in hand. Actually, I'm gonna wait to use the scroll until I have something to test it on, because Magma Bomb sounds really cool. And then basically I could do the same with the hoe if I want, since that's going to be in our hotbar until it's Hihi or a cane. Although it would immediately lose it. Also, the Magisteel Hoe is now a magic weapon. Apparently that's the imbuement it got. Anyways, that's what the Arcane Anvil does. Basically, make weapons magical, give them extra abilities, upgrade spells into higher level spells, all that cool stuff. The CurseForge, on the other hand, can't actually see its recipe. Oh, there it is. Basically, take epic ink or whatever, take paper and take blood vials, and you can make a random scroll of that type. I have plenty of ink of different levels, so if I were to grab out like the highest level ink I have, and the highest level of what? Words are hard. Grab out an epic ink vial. I only have 4 of these, so it's not like I have many. Then I can grab out a blaze powder, or blaze rod rather, and a piece of paper. This should give me a relatively high... Oh wait, no, I get to choose. I thought it would just give me like a random one, but no. That one even has a little description. Flaming Strike, I think, is a new one. I think Heat Surge is a new one, but I don't remember. What's on the book right now? Firebolt and Blaze Storm and Magma Bomb. Then there's Scorch and Wall of Fire and Heat Surge. Apparently we did test at some point. Burning Dash we have, but haven't tested. Flaming Strike? Sure, it'll be a level 4 Flaming Strike spell. Oh, that was stupid. Silly. I forgot that if you just use the scroll, it was only a one-time thing. And I don't exactly have many of those epic things to be wasting on it. Let's make another one of these. I want to actually test this on something instead of just wasting it like that. Flaming Strike. Maybe I should have put this on the sword. Like, this probably would have made more sense. Although it's not like I just right-click the sword to activate it. You have to still activate it from the thing anyways. So, this... Let's see. I want to put that instead of Poison Spray, I guess. Sure. So now scroll back up here. Actually put the sword on as well. Flaming Strike. Oh, that did 206 damage versus the 148 the sword normally does. Yeah, that definitely levels up along with the weapon you're using, I guess. Poison Spray. I have way too many scrolls at this point. Anyways, let's go find something to hit with a Magma Bomb real quick, shall we? And then... And then I guess look at... Oh yeah, I haven't upgraded my armor at all either. Like, this should probably be enchanted. So, where's something to just hit with a giant ball of magma to the face? It shouldn't take me too long as soon as I land. Take off the winged shoes. There we go. I don't know why. Sometimes I just forget to take them off. What are you doing up here? You're supposed to be underground. Magma? What? Magma Bomb. Is this broken? Why is this not working? Huh. It appears that something is not working as intended. I wanted to use a Magma Bomb. It's only doing a 1 second timer, and then it's not even going all the way. But none of the other spells are broken. Oh, that's not the spell I meant to use. Fire Slash, or whatever it's called. Ah, that's got about a 10-second cooldown, it looks like. Oh, Anubis achievement gotten. I wanted to test out a Magma Bomb. That was a very high-level scroll to waste. Oh, that's sad. 1 second cast time. Do I have to be in magma or something like that? I don't have a bucket of lava on me, and I don't know where there's really a thing to be in. Let me see if I can't find a lava pool real quick and test this in there. Okay, let's test it. Let's test it. Nope. Nope, apparently this spell just doesn't work while it's on a sword. Either that or it doesn't work at all. Don't really have an extra one to test which one it's broken with, though. That's sad. That's a very... I completely forgot I had this spell on here. I've literally never used it besides the one time I tested it. That's sad. I wanted to use the cool new Magma Bomb skill. It would have been awesome. But, oh well. Anyways, I wanted to test something. I had just seen I did not realize that was there, I don't think. Or maybe I did and I just misremembered. But I had just seen a Sphinx and I was going to try using greed on it. Basically, apparently I was looking at this list of skills that Grimoire of Gaia mobs have, and the Sphinx apparently has the unique skill Engorger. So that could be pretty cool. Apparently, if I just keep a Sphinx around for like 50 minutes while it's close by, it will become my pets. Or it will give me that skill as soon as something else kills it. Oh, there you are. Now, can I just name you as is? This target cannot be named. So you're considered a boss mob. Oh, no, this is a bad idea. Like, I'm losing health way too quickly to actually make use of this. Fine, finish it, finish it, finish it. Yeah, I'm assuming I'm gonna have the same problem if I try to do it with a Minotaur too. This skill, Greed, could be so cool, but the drawbacks on it are just too much to make it usable. That's kind of the problem with it. It has the potential to be great, but they nerfed it way too hard, kind of prematurely. Actually, this might be how it works in the series too. Maybe whoever has greed needs to be close to their target forever and for it to actually work properly. I don't know for sure. I'm currently only caught up with the show, and the person who has greed, well, I think they've probably been shown, but their skill hasn't been shown, is probably more accurate. Anyways, that's probably the magic test did not go as planned, and Greed continuing testing proves that it's kind of just not very good, despite the fact that it really should be. Are you gonna come and get me? No. Cool. That's what I want to hear. Where's my recall? There it is. I was struggling to get up there. Anyways, do I have an extra magma storm? Or magma bomb, rather. I don't think so. Magma bomb is... I have a level 4. That's something, I guess. Oh, blight is new, actually. I can't just, like, toss it away in here. One of these chests I was storing extra... Oh, I guess I was putting it in here. Cool. Grab out you. I'll deal with inventory stuff in a moment. But for right now, let's take off you and put on at least a level 4 magma bomb. So we'll at least get to see what the skill should do, even if it is a little bit broken right now. Gluttony can go away in there. Healing Circle level 5, I think is better than what we have right now, but... Oh wait, no, that's literally the scroll I just took off the book. Goofball. And Blight is new. I am out of inventory, out of space in that line. Cool. Anyways, now let's go magma bomb something, shall we? To the surface we go. And then this is probably going to be our last test with the last iron spells test for the moment. And we're going to go, I guess, Startup Create or something. Magma bomb. Maybe the level 7 one would have been good, but that one doesn't appear to be all that great. Although there is maximum damages and whatnots. What is... Oh, wait, no. It's... I don't know if it's good enough yet. It seems to have a pretty short cooldown. It's only like 5 seconds or something like that. And if something stays in range for long enough, it will probably die. Once again, this is probably just down to the max amount of damage thing with Grimoire of Gaia. So maybe using them as my test dummies isn't the best thing to do. How did I miss that? That's a bit goofy. It literally went through it. So Cecilias tend to actually have a thing where apparently you can just ignore max damage. Really? Okay. So it's cool. It has an AoE effect, and it does a decent amount of damage, but I'm not sure if that... I'm pretty sure that just spamming Firebolt or whatever is probably still better. Anyways, make our way back up there so that I can deal with inventory stuff. And then I guess we're going to start create while we're here, because I don't think there was anything else super important that I wanted to do as far as iron spells go. So I'll see you in a moment. Okay. As I go through all of this, I remember why I never make it very far into create, because a lot of it kind of goes over my head. But you know what? We said we were going to start up with it, so might as well. What exactly can you do with a Tesla coil? Like, what is the purpose of a Tesla coil in real life other than just cool electric shows? Um, charge any forge energy. So it charges things with energy. Cool. Anyways, the most basic things about those most basic things I remember about Create are you need gears, and the bigger wheels, just like they do in real life, spin slower. So we're going to need these, which are going to need wooden planks, which I have plenty of. Somewheres. There's that should be at least enough to start up. And we're going to need a whole bunch of shafts, which are made with andesite alloy, which are andesite in iron or andesite in zinc. I mean, I have plenty of andesite already saved up for a couple of stacks, almost 3 stacks. And it's just a question of, should I use zinc or should I use iron? If I'm using zinc, 1, I don't have a whole lot of it, and 2, I forgot to smelt it up preemptively. But does zinc have any uses besides this? Zinc is used for zinc nuggets and a few things I don't think we're worried about just yet, like brass is a little ways away, zinc sheets, brass. Yeah, I think it would probably be better to smelt up the raw zinc and use this instead, because iron obviously has a whole bunch of other uses. So this should only take a moment or two to go through a big chunk of it. It's not like, 1, we don't need all of it. 2, we're turning this into nuggets, so it's not going to be as expensive as it looks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. And I'm just going to let that run through for a little bit. I know we're going to need a bunch of this stuff, but it shouldn't take that long. But in the meantime, we can at least make our first set like so. Gives us andesite alloy. There's 4, which can get turned into metal brackets, which decorate your things. A sticker, which I'm assuming makes things sticky. Oh, okay. So basically, it's a sticky piston. It's a sticky piston, but it works with everything else. Cool. What else are you used for? A nozzle, which distributes what the fan does. A linear chassis, which I believe this is what you need for aha, it's this thing. Okay, if you're making like a complex contraption, they get stuck together like that. Cool. Large connectors, which are used for high current things. This is from the Craft and Edition, which apparently is the Immersive Engineering compatibility thing, like I thought there might be. And cranks, we're probably not going to make windmill sails. Are we going to start with a windmill, or are we going to start with... I think we're going to start with water wheels, so we can wait for a moment. Back tanks, things, clipboards, minecart couplings for trains, I guess. Piston extension poles. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Right now, I think we're pretty specifically focused on just like the basics. Ooh, a mechanical drill if I wanted to do some drilling easily. Mechanical arm if I want to move things. There's so much. Most of this goes over my head. I was looking for something very specific in here, wasn't I? Like, what is andesite alloy used for? Is this not how you make the shafts? How do you make the shafts? Why was that not one of the top... Did I just miss it? Why is that not one of the first things in this list? Okay, yes, I just missed it. Cool. Anyways, plenty of zinc. Sleep through the night. For some reason, I just missed the most important thing I was looking for. Sure. Don't turn all of this into it, but turn a bunch of it into it. One more. like so. 18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 32 shafts to get us started with. Let's start with small gears. So there's 2 small cog wheels. And then just make a basic, I guess, the small water wheel. Basically, this is speed but less power, power but more speed. Sure, we'll start with a basic water wheel, which we can ponder what it does. Basically, you can just put it there, give it water, and it will spin a drivetrain. And then this thing can spin whatever it's put into. And then basically we could put a gear on the end of it and attach things, and we can move where the thing is spinning. Or we just attach like a singular shaft to it and spin something right nearby. Let's see, and then I need shafts for putting extra gears down and whatnot. Now, what are we gonna put there? I mean, the mechanical spawner is kind of what I want to eventually come to, but you very specifically need mechanical crafting for that and a bunch of brass. And then you need to figure out how to make a spawn fluid, which apparently this works differently than I thought it did. I thought that this mechanical spawner add-on lets you make a fluid for more or less any mob you wanted, and it will spawn that. Like, I was hoping there was a villager spawn thing. But apparently it is only, like, the base game monsters, specifically, and a random fluid bucket. Which also isn't shown in here the recipe for, so I'm going to have to go looking for it. So, not as good as I was hoping it was going to be. But for right now, what does a depot do? Stationary belt elements. Oh, so I'm assuming, like, right-click to manually place or remove items from it. Yes. Can provide items to processing. Oh, okay, so basically have the belt move it, and then stuff will happen to it. And then you can use a mechanical arm to move it off, and I'm assuming onto like a conveyor belt or something like that. The whole thing about create is that basically you're creating a factory line. That's basically what the main purpose of it is. Create machines to do things for you. Which, I mean, kind of works with Immersive too. I'm probably just going to use this to eventually build up to the immersive stuff, I think. Uses rotational force to create motion sickness? I'm sorry, what? Does this really not have a purpose other than that? Now I need to build it. I need a slab. I think I have slabs somewhere, right? Yeah. Like, come on, you can't tell me something like that and expect me not to build it. So, I mean, I'll have to figure out how to work that. And then, like, what should I actually build? Like, something of actual use, probably? Like, how does the crushing wheel work? I know it crushes things, and it can crush things into smaller things. But if I look at how you work, a pair of crushing wheels can grind items very effectively. Basically, they need to both be powered in opposite directions, and then something gets dropped, and it falls down between them. Cool. And then from there, yeah, I can put it on a conveyor belt. Okay. We got a hopper thing in here. Cool. Uh, sure, we'll figure it out. Well, we're gonna figure this out eventually. Anyways, I think we have all the stuff we need at the very least to get started. Let's just pop our way down here. I have a bucket of water on me. The wing shoes can come off for a moment. Actually, we have the bunny boot, so we don't even have to worry about fall damage anymore. I'm just so used to worrying. Anyways, water wheel is in place. It's just gonna hover there. If I drop a water bucket on top of it, it does not spin. I'm sorry, why no spin? Hmm. Water wheels draw force from What if I do this instead? I need to build this up one block higher. Nope, that's the wrong direction. Nope, that is still every direction but the right direction. You're just gonna be rude about this, huh, game? There we go. Why did it work that time but not the previous time? Anyways, that is now spinning. I can attach a shaft to it. It is now spinning over here. Turntable just... How does the turntable go? Use rotational force to create motion sickness. A turntable, I'm assuming, has to be on something that spins then, but not that one. Well, I'm assuming that probably has to be on a gear shift or something like that, or a clutch. Like, these things spin along with whatever goes in them. Jumping between axes of rotation can get bulky quickly. Oh, okay, so the gearbox basically, something goes in and then the other side changes which direction it's going. Okay. And then basically it also rotates direction of spin. Most of this kind of goes a little bit over my head. I have no idea how an engine works or something like that in real life. So, gear shift, vertical gearbox. The turntable thing will have to wait. Let's focus on the grindstones that I completely forgot to make, which apparently you also need mechanical crafting for that. Cool. How do you make a mechanical crafter? Apparently this is where we have to start. I meant to use ponder there. Mechanical crafter. Use there. Oh, an array of mechanical crafters can be used to automate any crafting recipe. Use a wrench, the crafter's path can be arranged. Okay. All of them have to go to the same endpoint. The output will be placed in the inventory at the exit. Use rotation to spin them around. Okay, all this makes some amount of sense. And then you just have to put a bunch of items into it and evolve them like that. It will automate crafting into... Cool. Cool, that's cool. Recipes not fully occupying the crafter setup to start can be used using a... Okay. Yeah. Yeah, most of this just goes completely over my head. I should have done more research into this and done some more of this off camera, because right now I'm just kind of at a loss. Anyways, cogwheel. There we go. We technically have spinning force. And then from there, I should be able to change its direction into... How does this work? You'll be able to place cogs like in the opposite direction to change spinning direction. But I don't know how. Blah! I need to do more research into this. I did not think of this through at all. One second. Yeah, this is still going over my head. Like, I was looking at the list and I couldn't even find the thing for conveyor belts. I had to go searching for it and it took me like 20 minutes. And apparently to make it, I'm going to need a dried kelp to make conveyor belts first. Which, I mean, thankfully we live above an ocean, so it's not that big of an issue, but still, I have to do it. This is definitely something that we're going to need to work on. Like, I need to read over how literally everything in this mod works. So it might become a case where create waits until after immersive until something in create would help us do something in immersive, because they do work together. Like, apparently there are things in create that require that need or make power, especially since we have the additions add-on. And apparently there are things that are easier to do with create than they are with immersive. Like, there's an alloy smelter from immersive, and you can do alloy smelting in create, but it's easier in one than the other. So I'm gonna have to start both at the same time, but I don't know how to start create to begin with. So yeah, it's a little rough. It's definitely a learning curve. That took more shots than I was expecting. Anyways, we have the engineer's manual. We'll go over this. I don't even know where to start with this. Like, this I've used Immersive more than I've used Create, but it's been a while, so I'm definitely a bit out of practice. Engineer's crafting table. I think I might actually have one of them upstairs. Like, I have that crate full of immersive stuff that we managed to get from various villages. Oop. Which one is it? It was this one. Like, I have the engineer's workbench, I have a turntable, which is used to make the gun turret and the chem thrower turret. So, maybe not that useful right now, unless you also need that for conveyor belts from this mod. I'm not sure. So, sure, grab out the engineer's workbench. The boots can go back on. Oh yeah, that's right. This is for, like, engineer's blueprint. Put those in, get thing. Oh yeah, we need blueprints. How do you get blueprints again? Blueprints. Yeah, yeah. We are very quickly changing speeds from what I've been used to for the rest of this series. Like, how do you get the blueprints? Like, you can make those two, but these ones don't have... Or the banner patterns do, but the arc furnace electrodes and the... You know, that one does. Specialized projectiles and the arc furnace electrodes, they don't have them. But I think arc furnace is one of the things I specifically want to build because it has extra cool stuff going on with it. I don't remember. I have thrown myself into the deep end and just decided not to grab a pool noodle or floaties or anything, or life preservers. I just jumped right in without knowing what to do. Oh, I've made mistakes. We'll work through them. But yeah, this is just going to be a short one. I've been looking at things. I've been trying to figure this out for a good hour. Like, I started recording an hour ago and we're here. Like, not really much has happened. So, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and I hope to see you next time. So, without further ado, take care, everybody.